Welcome to Prayers of Resistance, a third iteration of our Ridgewood podcast, 10 Minutes at the Table. This is a digital offering from and for Ridgewood Baptist Church, though as always, all are welcome here. This season, we're hoping this will be a space where faith meets courage and where prayer becomes an act of hope. Hi, I'm Motley Schulte-Tucker. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the pastor of Ridgewood Baptist Church in Louisville, Kentucky. In these next 10 minutes, though some of these are a little longer than 10 minutes, we'll reflect on what it means to resist despair, injustice, and silence. And we'll end with a prayer to encourage you, uphold you, and take with you as you continue to faithfully resist injustice in the world. Pull up a seat. Welcome, Rabbi Matt.
Thanks
We're
for having
so
me.
glad that you're here with us.
Yeah.
Our first rabbi on our podcast.
Hey, okay, sweet.
So glad it's you.
Yeah, I'll take that. Thanks.
Well, thanks for joining us for Prayers of Resistance. And I want to ask you some questions. First is, where are you seeing people practicing faithful resistance right now in your context?
Yeah, I think the most powerful examples of resistance that I see are in people's everyday lives, right? So in Judaism, we have, in the Torah, it says, tzedek, tzedek tirdov, right? Justice, justice shall you pursue, right? So it's not just enough to sort of seek out justice or try to make justice happen. The Hebrew is really strong, and it says you shall pursue it, right? Like chase after it.
Yeah. I love that, yeah.
Yeah, and because there, unfortunately, is so much injustice in our world, in our country, in our communities, we're kind of going a bunch of different directions. There's lots of different avenues of justice that we can pursue. And so I really do think the most powerful examples are in people's everyday lives when they are able to just do an act of kindness or look out for somebody or speak up when there's intolerance or hatred or ignorance and teach in those moments.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
Thanks.
You just actually answered kind of our next question, what resistance looks like in ordinary, everyday life.
Yeah.
We were actually just talking before we started recording that the reason that unfortunately, the reason that we met was because we saw each other at the Pride Parade last year.
Uh-huh.
And Rabbi Matt, actually, I don't know if you remember this, you were with many of your congregants holding a Torah, doing a prayer service before it started.
Sweating
on the asphalt in middle of June. And I went up and met you, and, we're like sweating, and we're all just trying to survive on this asphalt as the parade is starting. And then I came back to you later, and I said, is that a real Torah?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, it is. And I think that was just so beautiful that it wasn't, it wasn't kept away. It was very much with you. I think that's how I picture and why I love the Jewish faith is because your pursuit of justice is always with you. The Torah is really internalized and always with you, even as you're holding it on the asphalt in the Pride Parade. So,
for sure. Yeah, it's the goal is for it to be a very embodied experience, right? To make words of Torah so much a part of our DNA that we can't help but do good things in the world, right? That's the goal.
Yeah.
Don't always live up to that. But that's the goal, right? Yeah. I wouldn't have felt right with like a prop Torah or something because like I do have some that I use for like the preschool and stuff, but it just wouldn't have felt right? Because to have an actual Torah scroll in a space where religion has been used to really oppress people in that community specifically, to show that those are not authentic religious values, right? That inclusion and love and I'm willing to stand not just myself, but holding the text that I hold sacred, which does have some problematic elements to it, right? Like the Torah is not a perfect document, but it does teach us a lot of really beautiful things, and it challenges us.
Right. And I would say the same for the Bible.
Right, yeah.
Definitely not perfect.
Yeah.
Definitely not perfect. But the wrestling is the key.
Right,
and
exactly.
how it changes us from the inside out.
Yeah. Well, and fun fact, that's what Israel means.
Yeah.
To wrestle, right? So
Love
it's that continual process of becoming, of wrestling and becoming. And actually in last week's Torah portion, Kiddushim, it says, Kiddushim tihiyu, ki kadosh Adonai Elohechem, right? You shall be holy, for I, Adonai, your God, am holy, right? So holiness is this process of wrestling, of becoming. It's not, there's no destination to holiness. It's just becoming.
I feel like we could extend this podcast that's supposed to be 10 minutes for the next 3 hours as we talk about wrestling but that's another podcast. What is the cost of resistance, or you can even flip that around?
Yeah.
What is the cost of not resisting?
The cost of both is really high, right? Yeah. Because there is so much injustice in our world, and we have social media now where we have direct access to 10 different viewpoints of the same injustice, right? The cost of resistance is really, there's an emotional toll, a physical toll, a spiritual toll, a mental toll, right? The whole person is involved in acts of resistance, and it can be really heavy if we don't take a little bit of time to recognize all the good things that are happening too, right? And that even the smallest act of kindness can be a beautiful act of resistance. So engaging in resistance, there's a pretty high cost, but the cost is even higher if we don't engage in resistance, right? Because then we continue with these echo chambers of insanity where people start to believe things that are not facts, and then facts don't matter to people. And when you don't have fact, you just have your version of the capital T truth, and it's really easy to dehumanize someone.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking of, what you said of making sure you're taking care of yourself too as we, approach injustice and resist it. And one of the things that I struggled with, we keep talking about these marches, but one of the things I struggled with in the No Kings marches was the first two I was not able to be a part of. And, there's the guilt that weighs on me.
Of course,
oh my gosh, it's going to look like I don't want that. Or, the appearance of it, or just the guilt of, I believe in resisting oppression and injustice. But something that kind of, I guess, gave me some peace on it was we have friends who were in the first two marches with their kids, and it was really beautiful. And so we just joined this third No Kings.
Nice,
and, we wanted to meet up with them, and they said, actually, we just can't do this one. We're out of town. I have two kids. One of our spouses is out of town. We have to sit this one out. Yeah. And I really found peace with, okay, they need to rest, and we're going to step in now. It's kind of the beauty of community and resistance too.
And shared responsibility.
Exactly, But taking care of yourself, I think, is, especially in this heightened moment of just realizing the injustice that is present, taking care of yourself and your spirit and your mind and your body is very important.
And that self-care is not selfish. Right? Like it's necessary. And I always go back to the airplane oxygen mask thing, right? You have to put yours on before you can help someone else. Yes. And that's something that we can, unfortunately, too easily forget.
Yes. How do you stay grounded when resistance feels exhausting?
That's a great question. Great question. I think the way I stay grounded is trying to find the beauty and the awe in the most sort of mundane experience. Because if I can find God in a crack in a sidewalk, then I can find God wherever there's injustice, right? And know that God is there and that I'm in the right spot fighting that injustice.
Good.
Yeah.
I am going to ask that you offer us a prayer as we continue in this resistance of injustice.
So this, on Shabbat, the Jewish Sabbath, which begins Friday night and goes through Saturday night, there's a blessing partway through the service where we say a blessing to sanctify the day. And this is a version of that. So this is the one I wanted to share.
Right.
Disturb us, Adonai, ruffle us from our complacency. Make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from a shunning of the horror, the defeat, the bitterness and poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans. Shock us, Adonai, deny to us the false Shabbat which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Make us know that the border of this sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred into action. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.